Hi Alto Saxophones. Today, in lesson page 22, we're going to talk about 6 to the bar because we're going to be talking about 6/8 time. And let's jump right in and just start discussing it right away. The time signature of 6/8 means a few things. If you're a student of mine for any time, you know that I like to focus on the bottom number of a time signature. The bottom number of the time signature tells us how many beats a whole note will get. In this case, in 6/8 time signature, the bottom number is an 8. Therefore, a whole note's value is 8, or 8 beats. We may not see a whole note, but if there were one, it would get 8 beats. So half notes would get 4 beats, quarter notes would get 2 beats, and eighth notes will receive 1 beat in 8 time when the 8 is on the bottom. The 8 is the value of the whole note. Now, the 6 portion of the 6/8 time signature tells me that my counts per measure, or beats per measure, will equal 6. That's smaller than 8, so I won't see any whole notes. But I'll count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Each of those count numbers is actually one beat, or an eighth note's value of counting. We'll also feature a DS al-coda symbol on this page. DS is the dal segno, where we'll go back to a sign. And then on the alto saxophone, we'll be talking about our alternate B flat, which is an alternate tool that we'll use to play the tone B flat. And we use our first finger on our left finger, our first finger on our left hand and our right hand to get our B flat. That's an alternate finger we'll talk about shortly. So let's jump into our first example, 6 to the bar, number 73. In order to play some of today's exercises, I'm going to modify my tempo on my metronome. I'm setting the tempo's time signature to 6/8. And I'm engaging the eighth note subdivision. So my 6/8 will sound like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So let's jump right in and do number 73, 6 to the bar. My metronome is set with a time signature of 6/8, my subdivisions of eighth notes, and I've got my metronome set at 73 beats per minute. Here we go. I've got a B flat in my alto saxophone part here, so I'm going to make sure that I hit that one as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, ready, set, go. I'd like to play that exercise again because it's new. It's the first thing we're playing today in this lesson, so let's give it another shot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is our tempo. Our eighth notes will receive 1 beat, and then our quarter notes will receive 2. If we have a dotted quarter note, it gets 3 beats. A dotted half note gets 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, ready, set, go. Right. Now let's move on to number 74. Row, row, row your boat as a round. I'm going to play through this line 2 times because it has a repeat symbol at the end. It's also got 3 sharps for the alto saxophone. I'll need my F sharps, I'll need my C sharps, and I'll also need my G sharps with my pinky on my left hand. So here we go. I'm going to change my metronome to moderato. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Here we go. 1, 2, ready, go. that's too fast for you, I would recommend slowing the tempo down. Here's what it sounds like if I slow my tempo down to adagio. I'll play through the line just one time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Go. You can see it's much slower, but that might be where you're at to begin. Then try speeding up your tempo until you get to moderato. Great. Next is Eyes to Buy, and it's a duet. I'll play part 1 or part A to begin. Let's change my metronome to allegretto. One, two, 1, 2, ready, and. Seems very, very fast. When 6/8's metronome, or when the metronome in 6/8 gets to be a fast 6/8, musicians often count 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. They count the 6/8 in a feeling of 2. You might try that on your own. Now, let's move on to our next exercise, the entertainer. We'll change our metronome back to the 4/4 time signature. We'll make sure that we have our quarter note subdivision engaged. And let's set our tempo to allegro, which is 110 beats per minute. If it's too fast for you, pause this video and pick a tempo that's slow enough that you'll be able to have some accuracy. Because in this exercise, we're going to need to come back to our sign from the DS al coda. Do you see where that DS al coda, where that instruction is? At the end of the second line? Good. When we get there, we're going to go back to the sign, which is right before or right at the first full measure. And we'll play for a couple measures until it says 2 coda. And then we'll jump down to the last line of number 76 and play the coda. Our second note is an A sharp. On the alto saxophone, an A sharp is like a B flat. And we play the A fingering, 2 fingers on our left hand, and our side key for the A sharp portion of that. All right, let's give it a try. I'll give you 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3 before we begin, because there's pickup notes. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. How'd you do? Did you follow the DS al coda and go back to the first measure where the DS sign is? I hope so, but if not, that's okay. You're practicing this page, you can pause the video, work on it on your own, and then you can rewind back and play it along. Let's finish with our accent on alto saxophone study. It says for more individual practice, after you've done number 77, go to page 43 and do number 7. In this example, the alto saxophones will be using an alternate B flat fingering. So we'll be using our first finger on our left hand and our first finger on our right hand. Now, I want to point out that this is an alternate fingering, and by no means is it the main fingering for B flat. This one is used in certain situations like this example here today. So let's use it as we play our accent on alto saxophone. I'm going to change my metronome to moderato. Here we go. We're in 2/4 and we've got a B flat. 1. Oh, let me change that. There we go. 2/4 time. 1, 2, 1 and 2 and ready and go. Let's do that one more time. Be careful of your articulations and make sure that you're tonguing and slurring where it's notated. 1 and 2 and ready and go. So there you have it, accent on alto saxophone. I hope that today's lesson has been helpful, and I hope that you are better understanding the 6/8 time signature and what it means, and we'll continue to work and grow with this time signature. It's often confused at first because it's not 4/4, or it's not 3/4, or not 2/4. When the bottom number is 4, we feel comfortable. We know our whole notes get 4 beats, our half notes get 2, our quarter notes get 1. But sometimes when we switch that time signature to something new on the bottom, an 8 or a 2, there can be a time where we need to adjust and get comfortable. So we need to work it out. And we can't be afraid of working in time signatures that the bottom number is in 4. So until I see you again soon, keep practicing.